Okay, well, since my mics are having problems with being both plugged in, right now I'm using the camera mic, which is the usual one I use, since it picks up sound way better, because you can hear my computer fans right now. Yeah, as well as other little noises, probably like my screen, its noises it makes. And probably that. I don't know if you heard that, but that was my notification. Right. So, last I updated, I don't remember what I said. I never do, because I'll say stuff, re-record if I mess up, and then post if I don't mess up, and then I forget what I said. That was for my third book. It's mostly what I'm writing about. I went through the first couple of chapters, we've, expanded, and I'm on the third one. I think the end of the third one, I need to fix the third chapter, the end of it, because I was brainstorming, pretty much bouncing ideas off of a friend, and that really helped me start the book back up, and, well, you can see the bruise. Can you see the other one? Yes, you can. Yeah. Well, don't worry about those. Physical training sucks. But, yeah, it's been probably a few days since maybe a week since I've touched the book again, but, you can't really write for a couple of days straight unless you've got so much drive to finish the book or to do something, and I lack thereof, so it happens. Poetry, it still comes and goes for me now. I haven't written that in a while either. I try to write. It happens. Emotionally, I'm a wreck, so it's hard to get out clear poetry that actually sounds good. All the shit I write right now sounds so bipolar. I'll be happy and sad the next line. It happens. It does happen. I say that happens a lot. It does, though. But, everything else, I'm still hankering to get a hold of an instrument and actually play it, like my bass. I would love to play bass right now because I miss it. My friend and her boyfriend, they have the bass guitars that I want to play with, because she has an acoustic guitar, which is amazing sounding. If it was a fretless, I would go nuts and steal it from her, but it's not fretless. I don't like how people... The difference between a fretless bass, an acoustic fretless bass, and a double bass is the fact that double bass is an orchestra. It's a large instrument, very large. It's probably about that thick, about that thick. You can't even see it, but it's thick, and it's very wide. And of course, you can't see where my hands are because it's off camera. Anyway, and also it's an upright, and that's what they usually call a double bass. It's an upright bass. A bass guitar, an acoustic fretless bass guitar, is similar to a double bass, but it doesn't have as much sound behind. It doesn't have as much force behind it. I'm not sure if that's the right word to use. I guess you can say it's a thicker sound. It's more broad. That would be the word. It's very broad sounding because the double bass, the body, how thick it is, well, not how thick, but how much hollow space there is in a double bass, it's going to produce a lot more sound than an acoustic bass. An acoustic guitar is fretless. The fretless basically allows you to do out-of-key stuff all you want, pretty much. You can tune it however you like. Any guitar you can tune, but finding the right notes is a lot harder on a fretless because they don't have the frets there to help you find where to stick your fingers. And the fretless they sound a lot more. They just sound better. The tone might be a little clearer because it's the snapping between the frets. When you slide around, it's so much clearer tone. And they're amazing. I haven't gotten to actually play a fretless acoustic bass, but I played a normal acoustic bass guitar, and it's fun. But the frets are what annoy me because they don't sound right with frets. Unlike an electric bass guitar, they sound just fine with frets because you kind of need that small snapping sound here and there to help give a little vibrance and stuff, I guess. I don't know. It's been a while, so I can't really explain it correctly, I guess. And if you notice, the blue hue in the camera is kind of gone. I did some rubbing it down. I took down the camera apart and actually looked at the lens itself, and I think the last time I pointed at the sun, it kind of burnt into the lens a little bit. Oops. but it's pretty much fixed, and I've spent about 5 minutes so far with you guys. Cool. And if you've listened this far, that's amazing, because I have like probably 3 people at most that would listen to the whole thing and actually enjoy themselves. But yeah, so the book is on its way. I mean, I probably won't finish it until the end of this year, maybe next year, I don't know, depends on how much time I get to it, because I'm thinking of going into the military to complete the schooling, if I'm able to, at least get some form of education through them. After a year of service, go into the Navy, do some combat building stuff, CB basically, is what they called it. Or I can do culinary arts, because I love cooking. Yeah, I've been making chicken every other day or so, and it's amazing. I love chicken. Like, you got the garlic, you got the black pepper, and a little Italian seasoning, and it goes far, like, pretty far with the chicken. Just put a little spice on it, and cook it up. Okay. And no, the chicken's not dry, because I don't bake it in the oven, like they tell you to. You don't bake the chicken in the oven. Just stick a pan, that normal pan, I want a little curve to it, but slap the chicken on there after defrosting, of course. Put the spices on there, and you start cooking. Make sure you flip it every couple of minutes or so. Yes, I'm telling you the difference between a bass guitar and then onto how to cook chicken on the stove. I do that. That is my flux of memory. It does that. I have a randomly selective memory, and sometimes I don't know, it happens. I'm going through my stuff because people left a comment and I need to go back through and see what the hell they said. So, it's really hard to think at the same time. I'm trying to think of someone comment. I'm sorry. Keep playing? Don't be playing? No! Yes, I was decoded by Paramore. Someone's channel. I'm sorry, my nose just itches like crazy right now, and it's tickling me or something. It's
very annoying.
Oh, okay. And yes, my hair is freaking out. Yeah, it goes this way. The camera screen, yeah, it's not mirrored, so I'm kind of freaking out because I can't remember. No, it's not that way. Is it this? No, damn. Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to remember that stuff for me. But yes, I do need a haircut again. I need it really short. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think that's pretty much all the news, besides my emotional issues, which really aren't meant for YouTube, so I'm not going to go there. But poetry, I'm having issues with because of the emotional part, so that kind of ties together there. That's why. Yeah. The book is coming along, but slowly. I'll probably be finished within a year, at the most. It'll be a while. Writing a book is pretty difficult, especially when it's this complex of how I made it. My first 2 novellas, they could have been one book together, but that was just random shit that I slapped together, and it actually worked, and made a story that way somehow. It was kind of a sci-fi fantasy action book. I stuck it in fantasy. This basically is what it is. It would make a good movie if you put Robin Williams as that. I don't want to give spoilers. I think the main actor, Jim Carrey, is pretty good as the main actor. Anyways, 9 minutes. Awesome. So, if you've really sat there and listened to me, you must have had nothing to do, because I have nothing to do. And I've been sitting here ranting. I just won't shut up. It happens. I'm tired. I got too much sleep, and I just want more sleep because I'm so exhausted from running and jump roping and lifting weights and getting the crap beat out of me by my friends, and yeah, they do that. That's why I have bruises, because they like to spar and wrestle and throw me around, because I'm like half their size, and in some cases a third of their size, so I'm a small person. But yeah, so peace out.